What are you afraid of? After these past 3 months of self quarantining and now civil unrest, many of us have become afraid. We fear contracting COVID 19. We fear further isolation. We fear losing our voice, being silenced. We fear strangers, unemployment, financial insecurity. Some fear returning to the public. Understandably, some even fear returning to Mass. 2020 has struck a nerve. It's been the year of fear. So, how has 2020 changed me so far? Many have said to me, Father, I'm angry and I don't know why. Or I'm afraid. Or I realize I'm much more judgmental than I thought. Not always positive insights, but 2020 has struck a nerve. It's revealed different, deeper sides of ourselves. Maybe sides we didn't even know were there. We're like those Russian Matryoshka dolls. Matryoshka dolls are a set of hollow wooden dolls designed to nest inside of each other. They decrease in size until you reach the smallest one, which alone is solid. You might say it's the doll's center, its heart. In a similar way, we're constantly learning about ourselves, removing different layers, going deeper. Often we discover good things. We find strength, a talent, a character trait we didn't know we had. Think of what's come out of ordinary people recently. There are doctors and nurses heroically fighting COVID on the front lines. Teachers creatively moving their classrooms online. Neighbors generously looking after neighbors. Families enjoying one another's presence, even while quarantined. When we dig deep, often we discover something good. But sometimes we do strike a nerve. We find a fear. So again, what am I afraid of? Naming it is the first step in removing it. For example, why have I not had that conversation with my spouse or that conversation with my children that I know I should have? It might be out of fear that if I start an honest discussion, larger issues will surface. Or why have I not been more public about my faith? Maybe I'm afraid of being uncomfortable, misunderstood, even rejected by people I love. Fear freezes us. It's unfairly human. It stops us in our tracks, making us indecisive, often preventing us from becoming healthier versions of ourselves. In the gospel, Jesus says, fear no one, not even ourselves. It's a strange truth, but sometimes the person we fear the most is the one staring ourselves in the mirror. We fear confrontation. We fear failing, being vulnerable, being alone. Has the time come to address these fears? Think of doing so like removing another layer of that Matryoshka doll. The deeper we go, the closer we get to the center, to the heart of an issue, even to the heart of ourselves. That's where lasting peace and true freedom reside, in our center, in our hearts. There we find the freedom of the prophet Jeremiah, who preaches the truth openly in spite of great personal cost. It's the freedom of fathers telling their children they love them. It's the freedom of giving without expecting anything in return. It's the freedom of Jesus, who embodies his Father's love and mercy perfectly. Our inner self can be hard to reach. It's covered by so many other layers. But it's unshakable. It's solid like that final little doll. We are halfway through 2020, this strange year of fear. There's 6 months left for us to change the narrative from fear to hope. Perhaps it's time as a society, as families, and as individuals to address our fears, to name what frightens us and why, then begin working through them knowing that the God of peace is with us.